what was good for past 2,000 years, when it's actually happening as the changes are going on, you better be prepared for this birth that's happening. The Rambam, this is a fascinating point which people don't realize. I think it's important for people to know. The Rambam writes that Moshiach is important because a lot of the Torah speaks about Moshiach. That's what the Rambam writes.
With Ari Miklat, where he mentions that?
Most people learn it to me that Moshiach is spoken about a lot of times, so it must be important. And one Farbrengen, the Rebbe made 2 lines, and the Rebbe said, a lot of the places speak openly about Moshiach. But every single pasuk in Torah is connected with Moshiach. So look in the Mefarshim and you'll find it. I never said that quickly, and people didn't register.
I actually remember that.
Someone made it his mission to show that. Today you have in Kahas, Yaakov Mashiach Ugul ala Torah, and you literally see how every single verse, if you look in the Mefarshim, the commentary, connects the verse with Mashiach. Torah is the blueprint of the world. The moment the Rebbe says that every verse has Mashiach's side, what is the Rebbe really telling us? That everything in the universe has a Mashiach side.
And that's the change that in our generation?
In the way the Rebbe wants us to perceive the world, yes. That everything that's happening in the world is revealing its Mashiach color at this point.
Why is Mashiach so integrated with Chassidus? It should start becoming unraveling on its own now. Is this the message doesn't seem to be leaking out into other Jewish corners?
The truth is, today you go all over. In Cincinnati, for example, where I'm from, the non-Hasidic outreach program just gave a 4-week seminar on Moshiach. The message is out there. Geula is a normal word. And people are talking about this must be a sign of Mashiach. The battle of making Mashiach mainstream is over.
But what about the Bachim going out on Mifsoyim today? Are they equipped, you're with a young age, between 15 and 17, are they equipped to give a message of Mashiach to the people that they visit?
You're talking about personally speaking to them? Some are better than others.
No, of course.
But today, Baruch Hashem, there's published material by Mashiach experts made to give to people. That itself is my message. I don't always have to be the one speaking the message. If I give them a nice brochure, they have, I don't have a copy with me here, a beautiful English weekly publication called The Geula, which basically has a nice story of the Rebbe, a nice vart on the Parsha, the developments of science and how that is relevant to Torah and Mashiach, different points, different questions about Mashiach. In Cincinnati, for example, every single week the boys give that out. You know, let's say they don't meet the guy, they leave it in his office, or they do give, brings it home to his table. When a person reads stories, questions about Mashiach, and stories about the Rebbe in a relevant way, and the topic of the name of the magazine is Geula, that permeates his life. Well, I go on weekly Miftzayim. People that I visit, and I live, and I give them the Geula. The change is very, very gradual. It becomes part of their bloodstream.
Right.
The Rebbe told us to go out and tell people that there's a prophet that tells us that the Mashiach is ready to come. In the Sikh of Shoftim Tavshin and Mahalan.
Right.
In other words, the Rebbe wants the message promoted.
There's people who argue that we're obsessed with Mashiach, that it seems to be the only message.
In 1951, the Rebbe says our goal is to bring Mashiach.
Right.
In 1991, the Rebbe is saying the world is pregnant with Mashiach.
Do we understand that? We just take that at face value.
The Rebbe told us a prophecy that all the work that was needed to be done
was done.
So where is Mashiach? No, now the world is pregnant with Mashiach. You're about to see. Now it's going to take time for the world to bring out the Mashiach because it has to grow in the world. The Rebbe said a beautiful thing. You better live your life different now. What was good yesterday is not for today. When a woman becomes pregnant, she has to eat different.
Everything changes.
Everything changes.
Right.
The lifestyle in the house changes. The husband has to change.
Right.
Things have to be more sensitive, different. Today, what was good for past 2,000 years, when it's actually happening as the changes are going on, you better be prepared for this birth that's happening.